Second round had to travel this far north. Now let's see if I've got this right. I think I was talking with Mo Smith, the principal. Right now, of course, I know you can't.
Thank you, Wayne.
And there's the interviews we had earlier this week with Brian Mintz of Glencoe and David Schnell of Rehobeth. Rehobeth will receive. Glencoe actually won the toss. They deferred their choice to the second half. Rehobeth will receive and defend the goal to our left, which is the northern goal, kicking off and defending the southern goal, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Since Rehobeth Mike is going to be on offense, let's give you their offensive starting lineup. First of all, they'll go with Kerry Williamson, a senior at split end. Number 10, Brent Singletary, a senior. Number 89, he'll be the tight end. The tackles, Al McCray, a sophomore, 6'1", 300 pounds. Number 77 on the right side. And Jason Adkins, a senior, 5'8", 210 on the left. The guards, Darren Thompson, 6'2", 220 on the right. And Zach Whaley, a junior, 5'10", 185 on the left side. The center, number 52, Scott Bedsole. He's a senior, 6 foot, 180 pounds. In the backfield, Zach Lemkin, a senior. He's the quarterback, 5'9", 165. We understand he is a good one. They'll have 6 different backs that will interchange a lot. Theo Mark, a sophomore, number 1. Dexter Dubose, number 3. He's a senior. Gamanska Vickers, senior, 6 foot, 185, number 33. He's supposed to be one of the big running backs. Number 2, Jason Parker is a senior. Number 14, Mark Armstrong, a senior, number 14. And number 22, Coleman Clark, a senior, also will be back there. They run a full house wishbone a lot, and they'll also break the bone and show some power eye and some other things. Michael Hall, good to have you back after a little absence there, a couple of weeks.
Well, 2 or 3 weeks, I lost track. I just had other things I had to do and was out of town last week. I'm sorry I missed that big Glencoe-Oxford game. I got back in the big wax rain somewhere in North Alabama and got to hear the 4th quarter of it, and that sounded like a heck of a ball game, but here's kickoff, Wayne.
Chad Blevins kicks it off for Glencoe. Rehobeth trying to pick it up at the 10. Back to the 15, to the 20. Fumble on the play. The football is loose, and it may go out of bounds over there.
I believe it did.
So a big break there for Rehobeth because somebody really popped the return man. He coughed the football up, and Glencoe, before the ball could come to a rest, Glencoe Yellow Jackets in pursuit. It went out of bounds, and Rehobeth, the last team to actually have possession, will retain possession at the 21-yard line.
Got to get back in the swing and find out who does these things. I was watching the ball and not watching who hit him.
Rehobeth, as I say, will move from left to right, from north to south, and they'll come up, looks like in the full house wishbone backfield. Their quarterback is Zach Lampkin. He's a good one, number 19. Fullback right behind him is Vickers. Quick pitch goes to number 2, the left halfback, and he's going to be hit back there. Nice defensive stop
number 44 for Glencoe, I mean, fought a tackle off and got him in the backfield, looked like Jason Floyd.
Good stop there for a 2-yard loss, Jason Floyd, as they pitch it to the right halfback in that wishbone on first down, and nothing doing as the Glencoe Yellow Jackets knock him down at the 19. It'll be second down 12 for Rehobeth.
Floyd fought off his initial block, and he not only took his blocker back, but he took the running back that was blocking for the guy with the ball and took both of them, took all 3 guys down.
Senior center Scott Bedsole, number 52, leads them up. Again, the full house wishbone. This time the pitch comes to the other side, the right side, and again another big tackle back there by Floyd.
I mean, shooting all the way across.
Number 3, Dexter Dubose, 5'6", was outmatched there by number 44, Jason Floyd. He's 6'2" and 170 pounds, and he put all 170 into Dubose, knocked him down for about a 1.5 yard loss, third and near 14.
Looks like he shot through the line untouched.
So they've tossed it left, they've tossed it right out of that wishbone. Now they're in a passing situation, you would think.
We could say Jason Floyd has got 4 yards to his credit, but they're all again.
Rehobeth comes up. This time they break the wishbone. They're in the shotgun formation. And let's see out of the shotgun what Lampkin, the quarterback, will do. He gets the snap, straight back to pass, rifles it up there, incomplete. Had a man wide open for his first down. Hit him right on the numbers. Kerry Williamson couldn't hold it. And a good break there for Glencoe because I think he had just enough to be first down if he holds on. And he dropped the football. Glencoe drops a man back in single safety as Rehobeth will have to punt it away.
Williamson had hit the seam. He was in between 4 Glencoe defenders, and the ball was just shot right at his stomach. He just could not hold on.
That's Jake Underwood back at the 40, waiting for the Rehobeth punter. That's number 10, Kerry Williamson, the man who dropped the football on the pass route. Williamson got a good snap, didn't drop that one, and he hits a nice spiral. This will be Underwood at the 47. Fumble on the play. And it looks like Rehobeth got it. Let's see. Yes, they do. Number 2, Jason Parker got down there on the football as Underwood couldn't hold it.
Might have should have been a fair catch because Rehobeth was coming down fast. They were not. They were about 5 yards away when the ball got to Underwood, and Underwood, I think, may have heard the footsteps.
Hit him right in the chest, and usually you like to maybe field it a little more with your hands, and I think Jake might have had that one hit his chest and bounce off his inside pads there. And it's a big break for Rehobeth. They get the ball at the Glencoe 46. In that full house wishbone, Lampkin on the count from the right hash. Handoff, first man through, and he gets 2. That's to the 44.
Floyd and number 97 for Glencoe, who is David Wolf on the stop.
Dexter Dubose was the ball carrier. That's the first positive yardage offensive play for the Rehobeth Rebels after they had lost 2. Then they lost a 1.5 yards, and then they fired an incomplete pass. They get positive yardage a couple. Second down 8 at the Glencoe 44. Williamson splits wide right. Everybody else in tight. In the full house wishbone, Lampkin this time on the option, tosses to the trailing back. Glencoe's got it defense nicely, and they knock him down for a big loss back there.
Benny Wink was the man making the tackle, but I tell you what, John Day going back, applying the pressure, making him go wide, and giving Wink time to go back and make the loss for Rehobeth. Glencoe's doing a good job defensively.
Wink had the responsibility of the pitch man, and boy, he played it perfectly as they pitched it to the trailing back there, number 2, Jason Parker, and Wink just ate him up. And now we've got a penalty flag on top of it. It looks like Glencoe's going to be able to back them up some more. Let's see what the official signal is here.
Cold and cloudy.
The official giving it to us right now. It's a clip. And let's see. They haven't marked it off. Now they'll mark it off. Major distance penalty. This will move it all the way back to the Rehobeth 41-yard line. It'll still be second down.
And
a bunch.
Yeah, a bunch.
Let's see. Moves it to the 41. They need 9 there.
They've got to go to the 36.
And 13 there. It's 22 yards to go. Second down, 22. Somewhere in that vicinity for a Rehobeth first down. Only time they've thrown the ball, Lampkin looked very good. Hit his receiver in the numbers, but he dropped it. Out of the shotgun, Lampkin gets the snap, wants to throw. He's got some time now. He'll run. Glencoe defenses him nicely. They knock him down after he picks up about 4 at the 45.
John Day and Shane Cashman converge to get the quarterback down for Rehobeth.
Lampkin looks like that kind of quarterback who is most dangerous when he can't find somebody, and he starts to scramble and takes off. A lot of times you can have everybody covered defensively, and then the quarterback will kill you on the scramble. Glencoe didn't let that happen. As soon as Lampkin took off, they had 3 people converging on him, and they knock him down just short of the 45. It's 3rd down long, about 20 to go for a Rehobeth first down.
I'm going to say we'll see a pass play here.
You're going on the limb.
I'm going out on the limb first time tonight.
8:07, 8:06, 8:05, and counting. First quarter, no score as Rehobeth on a big 3rd down from the shotgun. Lampkin wants to throw, rolls back left. Now he fires it down there, almost intercepted. Knocked out of bounds. I think Wink was the man who knocked it out. Williamson was the intended receiver.
Wink was the man. He was about 3 yards in front of the receiver, just put up a big paw and knocked it out of bounds.
So that'll bring up 4th down. Again, Rehobeth will have to punt. Glencoe has yet to run an offensive play. They forced Rehobeth into 1 punt, but on that punt, their single safety back there, Underwood couldn't field it, coughed up the football, and Rehobeth got it. Let's see. They're going to, of course, drop Jake Underwood back again. He's a very, very key opponent in Brian Mintz's operation. He's a good one back there. And here's the snap. Let's see what happens this time. High spiral. And they kick it away from Underwood. This one will bounce, take a good Rehobeth bounce. Hit it about the 28. It will bounce all the way down near the 13-yard line, I think. So Glencoe will start backed up from their 13 as they get the football first time tonight offensively at the 13-yard line. So that fumble hasn't cost them any points yet, but it has. Field position has changed. Glencoe comes up and will set their offense for you. As soon as they run this first play, make that Brett Yancey is the quarterback, of course, and they hand off first man through number 28. Running the football.
29.
29 is Wade Lohman. At split end will be Brian Fant, number 42. The flanker will be Jake Underwood, number 11. Tight end, Charlie Gallagher, number 88. The tackles on the left side, Gage Gober, number 71. Tackle on the right side, Chad Blevins, number 62. The guards are Zach Phillips, 68, and Jason Tucker, 64. Seth Underwood, 55, is the center. Brett Yancey is the quarterback, a senior. Will Yarborough is a halfback, make that fullback, actually, number 31. And Wade Lohman is the tailback. They're in the I formation right now with Fant split wide left. They go right up the middle with a fullback as he crosses the 16, maybe to the 17, 18-yard line as Glencoe kind of wedging out some important running room in there. On a couple of runs right up the middle, Mike, they've garnered 6 yards. So we'll call it 3rd down 4 for the Yellow Jackets just shy of the 20-yard line.
Well, Glencoe's trying to pry a hole in the middle, but Rehobeth so far is not cooperating. So that is some tough yardage. That ball carry on the last carry, Will Yarborough for Glencoe had Glencoe people around him, but they were just going down.
Underwood to one side, Fant to the other. The I backfield and Yancey on the count. 3rd and 4, back to pass. Yancey being pressured, eludes one tackler, now fires it downfield, up for grabs and incomplete. Now a penalty flag comes out as Underwood had position, and they say number 28 for Rehobeth went over his back to knock the football down. That was Kit Tomley that was caught in the act there, and that will give Glencoe, if indeed that's the call, and I think it is, a first down. That's the call, interference, and that will be 15 yards from the line of scrimmage and a Glencoe first down.
Smart play by Underwood. He saw his quarterback was in trouble, and when he released the ball, Underwood saw if Underwood had not slowed down and stopped, he would have way head out around the ball. So he had to stop and come back a little bit, and the defender for Rehobeth saw him turn around, and he just turned around also. But when the ball got there, Underwood jumped up. The Rehobeth player was still coming and jumped up on his back.
So the 15-yard mark-off moves it to the Glencoe 35 as they have their first down of the evening. 1st and 10, football right in the middle of the field as the Yellow Jackets with black jerseys, white pants with yellow numerals move from our right to our left toward the northern end zone. 1st and 10, they're in the I. Again, same 2 wideouts to either side, and Yancey on the count. Option play now. He tosses back to Lohman, trying to turn the corner. Breaks one tackle, gets to the 40, to the 43. Lohman made that on his own because Rehobeth had it well defensed. They had a couple of people back there. to have a chance to knock him down for a loss, but Lohman would not be denied. He turned the corner despite the defenders back there and picks up almost 10 yards. We'll give him 9. Second down a yard for Glencoe at their own 44.
Good play by Yancey, the quarterback for Glencoe. He, as soon as he got the ball and made the turn, there was a Rehobeth man right on him. He had a great pitch to Lohman to make the yardage.
Glencoe on the left hash. They've got Fant split on the short left side. Also a man split wide right. And now Rehobeth comes charging across. And we'll see if they were drawn across or if they just jumped. About 3 or 4 jumped at the same time. It might have been a cadence that's offsides Rehobeth. It might have been a cadence there that Yancey was using that brought him across. So offsides Rehobeth. A football, about a football length shy of midfield. 1st and 10 for the Jackets. 5:41 left in the first quarter. No score. Glencoe hosting Rehobeth. Glencoe has that eye tucked right in tightly behind the quarterback. Yarbrough and Lohman back there behind Yancey, and this will be Lohman, the tailback. Second man through following his leading blocker. Got about 2 yards. Not much there. Good defensive work down in the trenches for Rehobeth. And David Snell said that he was really proud of his defense because they had kept him in every game this year. And they played some quality opponents, including the defending Class 4A champion, Daleville, earlier in the year. They didn't beat them, but they had only a 7-0 deficit against Daleville at the half. He didn't tell me what the final score was, but he said they hung in good for 2 quarters before Daleville, who was really a class football team in 4A, polished them off in the second half. Second down 8, Yancey. Wants to throw, rolls right, still looking. Now he fires downfield, has a man complete. Down around the Rehobeth 25, that's Jake Underwood. It looked like Yancey wanted to throw it just as soon as he took a short drop, but nobody was there, so he rolled right. And he's played with Underwood many, many years, and it was kind of like one of those backyard plays. He just rolled and rolled till Underwood uncovered downfield at the 25, and then he found him for a big gain. Let's see, officially they say the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Glencoe with 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Same offensive look as Yancey looks over the 5-2 defense employed there by Rehobeth. Hand off to, I think that's Lohman again.
It is Wade Lohman.
Across the 20 down to the 19. As Glencoe using those big offensive linemen, Gober, Phillips, Woodard, Tucker, Blevins, to kind of move them out.
You notice what Glencoe does. They'll pound that middle for a while, and then they'll pull a little razzle-dazzle. Well, it's not actually razzle-dazzle. It's just good football. They go outside, or they'll throw a pass and kind of try to catch the defense off guard.
4-yard gain by Lohman on that last play. This time they'll flip-flop the wideouts. They'll bring Underwood left, and Fant goes to the right. Same backfield in the eye, right in the middle of the field. And Yancey gives it to the tailback again. Lohman behind that big line plows down inside the 15, near the 14, as Glencoe controlling the line of scrimmage right now, eating up that clock, and for Glencoe fans at least, hopefully heading towards some points. About a yard shy as they pick up about 5 on that last carry. 3rd and a yard for the Jackets. Number 97 comes in for Glencoe with a play from the bench. That's David Wolf replacing number 11, Jake Underwood. Only one wide out. That's Fant on the left side. Everybody else in tight. They go with a wishbone. Into the wishbone go the Yellow Jackets. This is Lohman. Gets an extra blocker and got good yardage. Had it in the middle. He was going to try to cut it back against the grain a little bit, and he almost broke loose for the touchdown as he got all the way inside the 10 in the first down. But Lohman, somebody grabbed hold of his arm, and that saved the touchdown for Rehobeth.
You call it. When he cut back, there was a great seam. All he had to do was just run.
Rehobeth's going to call timeout and talk it over. 2:56 left in the first quarter. Timeout. Glencoe nothing. Rehobeth nothing.
Services Incorporated.
Right up the middle, and Lohman for a yard, maybe yard and a half across right tackle as Rehobeth kind of pulled things together that time defensively and knocked Lohman down after a short gain.
Well, with those you know, you get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards up the middle, Rehobeth better do something, or Glencoe will just run right through them.
So now second down, goal to go, football down around the 7-yard line. We're not all that high as far as our vantage point here, so it's hard to tell exactly where they are when they get down to this end of the field. Yancey on the count, full house wishbone, option play. Now he tosses back to number 25, who has checked in down near the 3-yard line.
Well, I mean, Yancey got popped right after he released that ball.
Number 25 was the running back who had checked in that time for Glencoe, Justin Boggs. Got a good pitch from his quarterback, Yancey, and he got it down near the 3. Best we can tell here. Yancey looking in for a play, and they'll run one in from the bench with David Wolf. Boggs will come out after that last carry. Minute 28 and counting, first quarter. Third down, goal to go, Glencoe. Down the 3.5, 4-yard line, somewhere in that vicinity. They stay in the full house wishbone backfield. Yancey on the count. This is Lohman plowing on the left side, and he does not get in. He's going to be near the 1.5, 2-yard line somewhere, I think. Mike, you've got the glasses on.
Just a second, I'm trying to figure this out.
I think they're about a yard out, maybe a yard and a half. As I look across the way, the 4th-yard marker is about a yard and a half from the pylon.
I think they're a yard away from a touchdown.
So somewhere in that vicinity. Glencoe's going to call timeout and talk about it. 51 seconds left in the first. Timeout. Glencoe, nothing. Rehobeth, nothing. They got a full house backfield, and Yancey is on the count. Now we have a penalty flag. Fly before, and there's too much time. Boy, this comes after a timeout. They're flagged 5 yards for delay of the game after a timeout. I don't understand that very much, but I guess after they put the ball ready after the timeout, they had 25 seconds to get the play off, and they did not. So a 5-yard penalty at a very crucial situation, 4th and goal from the 1.5, and that'll move them back to about 6 yards, 6.5 out. And Glencoe, obviously, with 4th down, Mike, they've got to go for 3 now.
Well, the kicking tee went in.
Did I get the call? Did I see the call right?
There's too much time. Like you say, out of a timeout, I don't know why you'd have too much time.
Underwood from the left hash mark will try a 25-yarder. The kick is up. It is perfect. Timeout on the field. 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Glencoe 3, Rehobeth nothing.
Northeast Orthopedic.
3-0 as they get ready to kick off. Number 62's got it on the tee, Chad Blevins. Back deep for Rehobeth is Ray Doss, number 40, and he is in the middle along with a couple of other receivers flanking him on the left and the right. Let's see who'll get it as Blevins advances on the football and hits it high and long. And this will be number 14, and he fumbles the football, picks it up at the 3, back to the 5, to the 10, on the outside boundary to the 15, and then is popped at the 20. Blevins, the man who kicked it off, really popped him at the 22-yard line.
I mean, Blevins, there was 3 jackets in a row, Blevins in the middle. When he fell on the ground, Blevins just broke up and shook his head. No, buddy, you're not going no further than this.
And he didn't.
He went
down in a hurry. Rehobeth comes up as they haven't really had a good offensive series against this Yellow Jacket defense yet, as Glencoe has really been strong in the first quarter at least defensively. 38 seconds left in the first quarter of play as Rehobeth comes up, and they'll spread the field. Slot left, slot right. Only one running back, and Lampkin the quarterback. They go right up the middle now. One broken tackle, and now the fullback Vickers goes down after about a 5-yard gain.
Tell you what, Scott Downey, number 37 for Glencoe, was the man that was holding on. If Downey had not made that tackle, that could have been a touchdown for Rehobeth because there was no other Yellow Jacket close by.
You see that a lot of times. The offense will spread the field, and that looks like a passing situation, but they get you so thin defensively. A lot of times when they spread that field like that, they're going to try to run it right up the middle on you, and that's what Rehobeth did with fairly good success, about 6 yards on the pickup. Second down 4, and they stay the same set. They spread the field. Slot left, slot right. Quarterback fires it out there, and he threw it low, trying to fire it out there to his wide man who took one step backwards off the line, tried to let Dexter Dubose kind of work over there on one-on-one, but he threw it at his shoe tops and it bounced.
Well, when they're spreading the field, Glencoe is putting a man on each offensive back that comes out wide. There's four wideouts, and Glencoe's got a man right on him. That was a kind of a silly play if I was Rehobeth, because if the Glencoe defender was watching the quarterback instead of his receiver, he could have maybe stepped up and got that ball.
Football's at the 25. Rehobeth in their own territory. They look at 3rd down 4, and again they spread the field. One lone setback, and back to pass is Lampkin. Trying to set up the screen. They've got Dubose over there. He's got the football near his first down, twisting and turning. It's going to be close. I think he's got his first down up near the 30. As they set up the screen nicely, and he had a lot of interference running in front of him over there. Had one man that started in motion to provide an extra blocker, and it is the initial first down of the evening for Rehobeth as the first quarter comes to an end. After one period from Glencoe, it's the Glencoe Yellow Jackets 3 and the Rehobeth Rebels nothing. Our sponsors making our broadcast possible this evening as we're following the Glencoe Yellow Jackets in the state playoffs. After one quarter, they lead 3-0, and Rehobeth with the football. They couldn't move it out of the wishbone backfield. They spread the field the second time out. Now they'll go to the I formation. Lampkin hands off, going up the middle is the big fullback, Vickers, and he'll plow for about 3, maybe 4 yards. And it's 2nd down, Rehobeth at their own 34.
David Wolf for Glencoe holding on to his ankle.
Rehobeth gives you so many looks. You have to be prepared for so much, and I'm sure that Coach Mintz didn't get but a couple of films on him. And, you know, they might have sent him a couple of films where they were in the wishbone the whole time, and now all of a sudden they break some new wrinkles out on him. It's hard to tell what a football team is all about by looking at a couple of films, and you can tell that Rehobeth has so many offensive looks. They're in the I with people wide left and right. Lampkin hands off up the middle again. Vickers is really stuck in there.
That was David Wolf, stuck him again.
Number 97, Wolf, along with some other help on the defensive line, knocks Vickers down after a 1-yard gain. So 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Rehobeth, no matter what look they're giving you, still stays pretty basic. They'll spread the field, they'll run the fullback. They're in the wishbone, they'll run the fullback. They're in the I, they run the fullback right up the middle. So Vickers is their big man, obviously, but so far, Glencoe has been up to the task. Let's see what happens on this possession down 3rd down 5. From the shotgun, big pressure on the quarterback. He's scrambling. Now he's taking off and running. Trying to get outside as the quarterback. He gets a couple of yards on the scramble. He ran 35 or 40, but he only picked up 2. Lampkin finally corralled over there. Who got him, Mike?
Wolf and Underwood. David Wolf, Jake Underwood finally came back to get him, but that quarterback for Rehobeth, Lampkin has got some moves. I saw him running horizontally and then just cut back away from a Glencoe man, I thought.
I believe if he had ran north and south there, at least on a couple of occasions when he was scrambling, he could have got his first down. He started running east and west, and Glencoe finally hemmed him up. It's 4th down and 2, and Rehobeth ostensibly will punt the football away. This is Williamson waiting back at his 25. Underwood in single safety at his 25. Got a good snap, did Williamson, and he gets off another spiraling kick.
Rehobeth right on top.
That is a fair catch, called for by Underwood. He takes it in at the 20-yard line.
Good call by Underwood. Every time Rehobeth punts, they've got 2 men that can get down under the ball just about as quick as it comes down.
Nice 42-yard punt with no return. So Williamson, every time he's punted it, he's got it to turn over, and he's had the nice spiral on it, so they've got a good punter. The Rehobeth Rebels, they're dressed in blue, gray, and white tonight. Glencoe in black and white and yellow. Rehobeth just south of Dothan. They traveled a long way yesterday to get up here. And Glencoe on 1st down will hand off up the middle. Nice running room for about 4 yards for the tailback Lohman. And this game can be seen next week, next Tuesday and Wednesday night on Comcast's replay. I believe we'll show it both nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll check with Scott in a little while, but I think it's going to be on both nights.
Tuesday at 6.
Right, and Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So if you want to check out what was happening here at Glencoe tonight, tune in Comcast's playback Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 and 8 p.m. 4-yard pickup for Lohman on that last play. It's 2nd down 6. Jackets at the 24. I formation, wide people left and right, and Yancey will toss it to Lohman going left, turns it back up, and he'll get to the 27, maybe the 28. They need almost the 30 for a first down. So pick up of 4 more.
Lohman was bent backward on that tackle, but jumped right up.
8:36, 8:35 counting in the second quarter. 3-0 Glencoe with the lead. They're looking at 3rd down 2 at their own 28-yard line. They'll bring Fant to the right. Again, Underwood goes to the left, the short side. They're on the left hash, and they stay in the eye. Rehobeth with the 52 defense. Now people jumping everywhere. I think somebody for Glencoe came firing across over there before the snap, and that's going to probably cost them 5 yards. Looked like number 71 was the man who came across, Gage Gober.
I believe you're right.
And Glencoe is backing up. So 3rd and 2 turns into 3rd and 7 for the Yellow Jackets at about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. So that changes things.
We'll make them change the play
a good bit. Glencoe may have to throw here, whereas I figure they were going to run on 3rd and 2. They'll flood the right side. Glencoe with trips right, also a man wide left, no setbacks. Wanting to throw is Yancey, fires it downfield for Fant, and nobody will get this one incomplete as Yancey knocked down just as he releases the football. And it'll be 4th down. Glencoe will be forced into their, I think, first punting situation of the evening.
I don't remember one before now.
They'll punt with 8:02 left in the second quarter. They lead it 3-0 in what's been a good football game to this point.
Glencoe moved the ball consistently in the first quarter, but started out this second quarter offensively not sparking quite as good.
Underwood to punt it, got a good snap and hit a nice high punt. Fair catch called for and taken in at the 49. Rehobeth has it at their own 49. That is Mark Armstrong who called for the fair catch. So Rehobeth gets the field position here about midway in the second quarter. As that's the best starting point they've had, except for all the scores in round 2 of the playoffs on the high school football scoreboard right after the Glencoe and Rehobeth game. So join us for that. Lampkin under center, got a full house wishbone. He leaves it with his halfback and nothing there. Maybe a yard as Glencoe played it nicely. Fant is in there. Also number 97 is Wolf. And 37 in the vicinity, Scott Downey. So Glencoe playing the run nicely thus far, about a 1.5 deep here at Glencoe.
David Wolf, the first man to grab him, and he allowed the other defenders to converge. But Wolf and Floyd are having an outstanding game on the Glencoe defensive side.
They go to the double wing this time. Boy, they show you a lot of different wrinkles. This is the halfback number 3 trying to turn the right corner. He's at midfield to the Glencoe 47-yard line. Goes Dexter Dubose on just a handoff around the right side. Wasn't a toss sweep. It was just a handoff, and he took off trying to turn the right corner and did with some success, maybe 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Underwood, Day, and Blevins for Glencoe making the defensive stop.
Glencoe with the stands pretty well full over here, and a pretty good gathering of Rehobeth folks, considering how far they had to travel across the way.
For a 6.5-hour bus ride, there's a lot of people over there.
Again, one lone setback, wide outs to either side. Lampkin, the quick toss goes to the halfback. Glencoe, a lot of people over there. They'll knock him down for a big loss. Floyd, one of the first people to get to him. Also 42.
Brian Fant.
Brian Fant. Fant kind of led the charge that time. So 4th down long as Glencoe plays the corners very, very well here in the first half. Every time Rehobeth's tried to get wide thus far, Glencoe has had the answer defensively.
Well, they've had the speed to get outside and contain them.
Good pursuit by the Jackets defense. Williamson to punt. Underwood back in single, safety at the 25. Line of scrimmage, the Rehobeth 45. Good snap. Williamson hits another nice spiral. Good hang time. Fair catch call for, but Underwood lets it bounce out of bounds, and it'll be a very effective punt for Williamson inside the 15-yard line down around the 13.
Unbelievable. No yardage off a punt yet from Rehobeth. That's 4 punts, isn't it?
Let's see what we'll give him on that one. 42 yards, no return. That's exactly what he had last time. So if you can consistently get 42 yards and no return, any coach in America would take that.
Almost on any level.
Absolutely. The net's what you're looking at anyway. Glencoe in the eye. First man through. Yarbrough, the fullback, battling for yardage. Might have got a couple up near the 15-yard line as Glencoe playing it close to the vest back there deep in their own territory with only a scant 3-point lead, 3-0, with 5.5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Right on the 15.
Wayne Ball along with Michael Hall in the Big Wax High School football game of the week. Second round playoff action as the Jackets into the playoffs for the first time in 12 years. Good to see them back. And they've got a good football team.
Well, I'll tell you what, Glencoe is abuzz with the Yellow Jackets this year.
Did you make that up?
Yes, yeah.
Glencoe with wide people left and right. From the right hash, up the middle they go again, and that is Wade Lohman, the tailback, to the 17-yard line. As Rehobeth's defense giving up yards very grudgingly in the middle, it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Jackets if they want to retain possession.
Well, 4:46 and counting in the second quarter. Surely Glencoe's not going to be happy with a 3-zip halftime lead.
I think any lead by either team would be nice because the clock is really racing. Both these teams predominantly keeping it on the ground, and the clock is moving in a hurry. Yancey back to pass. Play action, fires it up there. Gallagher had it, then dropped it. Didn't quite have a chance to put it away. And number 3, Dexter Dubose, hit him in the midsection. Gallagher is a big kid, and he was stretched out.
Well, he's a good head above anybody else on the field.
And little Dubose hit him down there in the midsection, and he couldn't hold the football. On play action, good pass there from the quarterback. Good catch momentarily. But a good defensive play overrode all of that by Dubose, and Glencoe will have to punt it on 3rd down 5. Underwood got a good snap, and Jake gets off a nice end-over-end kick. This one will take a Glencoe bounce across midfield, now take a Rehobeth bounce back the other way, and it will be down just on the...
That's a 49.5.
Just on the Glencoe side of the 50-yard line, so they'll be at the Glencoe... Well, the football, the tail end of the football dead on the 50-yard line stripe. So we'll just call it midfield.
That's reasonable.
5-yard field goal, the only scoring in the game, that by Jake Underwood, who had a field goal to win it last week against Fultondale. Rehobeth from the wishbone. Dubose gets the handoff, and he's got 5 quick ones down to the Glencoe 45. Dexter Dubose, right halfback in the wishbone that time, had a lot of blockers in front of him. And that's one of their best plays up the middle. Glencoe has been very, very good on that halfback coming up the middle. They've been limiting them to about 1 or 2 yards. This time, Rehobeth gets 5.
Well, Shane Cashman was on the bottom, and John Day was on top when they finally unstacked them.
Football right in the middle of the field. Williamson will break huddle and line up wide left. He's the only wide out for Rehobeth on this play as they stay in the wishbone. Lampkin, option play down the right side, cuts it up himself. Eludes one tackler, got his first down at the 40 to the Glencoe 39. Zach Lampkin, senior, 5'9", 165-pound quarterback, and he's elusive.
Floyd, one of the defenders for Glencoe, making the stop along with Blevins, Chad Blevins.
He got out of bounds over there, I believe. No, they say they're just stopping the clock to get the chains in place. Now they'll crank it back up. Exactly 3 minutes to play in the first half. Rehobeth at the Glencoe 39, trailing 3-0. They stay in the wishbone. Lampkin straight back to pass. Got some time. Fires it out. Incomplete. Looking for Williamson at the Glencoe 28. Good coverage over there provided by Number 19 for Glencoe, Benny Wink, also in the vicinity. Number 42, Brian Fan.
Knocked the ref's hat off.
That incomplete pass does stop the clock. 2:49 left in the second quarter and brings up second down 10 at the 39.
Fans for Glencoe wanting to hold this Rehobeth team back.
Same offensive look as Lampkin again retreats, and big pressure being applied. Scrambling out of there is the quarterback Lampkin. Now he is knocked down at the 39-yard line, right at the original line of scrimmage, and a good show of sportsmanship. Underwood will go and pick the quarterback up off the ground, and both will return to their respective huddles. Third down and still about 10 yards to go, maybe 9.5. He might have got a half yard over there right at the stakes. Now they say he might have lost a half yard.
He did lose a half
put
yard.
the football right squarely on the 40. It's about third down 10.5 for the Rehobeth Rebels.
You know, Rehobeth makes an impressive play, but that Glencoe defense stands up and comes back and gives them a loss.
Very impressed with Glencoe. They're not forgetting about the quarterback. And when he starts to scramble, it looks like several people, they're not playing one spy on the quarterback. They've got a lot of spies that know exactly where Lampkin is. At least they've played that way so far tonight. Back to pass, Lampkin. Down and out. Williamson, he's got it. And he goes out of bounds at the 27. So that will be first down for Rehobeth with 2:39. That was the play they threw on first down.
The exact play they tried 2 plays ago, but the man was not quite quick enough, but the pass was thrown a lot better that time.
But the wraparound draw, number 33, breaking tackles at the 25-20, down to the 15-yard line goes the big fullback, Gamaska Vickers.
Don't know how Jason Floyd, I mean, he just ran through Jason Floyd, and Brian McCarver finally sure-handed tackle, down on the 18? No.
I think they're football right about the 15-yard line where they've got it. And we'll have a timeout by Glencoe. Timeout, 2:30 left in the first half. Glencoe 3 and Rehobeth nothing.
Red Barn Farm and Garden Center.
Etowah uses that a lot also, but Vickers was pretty well defensed. He just broke 2 or 3 tackles at the line of scrimmage and made about 17 yards. From the 15, Lampkin on the count. This is the first man through. Big hole at the 5. He's going to score. Touchdown. Number 2 on a big hole, Jason Parker from the 15-yard line behind some good blocking over left tackle. Puts Rehobeth on top at 6-3 with 2:26 left in the first half.
Unbelievable play by Parker. It looks like, I mean, there was Glencoe people there, but they were all blocked. Great run by Parker, just straight in off the left slant in the end zone.
Now they'll try to tack on the PAT. The high snap. Boy, this one went over everybody's head. And the extra point is no good. That may be a big play later down the line. Timeout, 2:36 left in the first half. It's Rehobeth 6 and Glencoe 3.
Dunn Plumbing Company Incorporated.
Kind of a low-scoring affair thus far. Only 2:26 left in the first half. It's 6-3 Rehobeth. As that extra point getting ready to kick it through was Carlos Florenza, but he never had a chance. They snapped it about 3 or 4 feet over the holder's head. And it's 6-3. Kicking off will be Felix David, number 81. Lohman is the deepest of 3 back there for Glencoe at about the 5-yard line. Here's the squibber that goes up the middle. This will be Lohman at the 15, 20, Lohman, 25, Lohman to the 28-yard line. So Glencoe with 2:21 has about 71 yards to negotiate to get in the end zone. And a predominantly running team are the Yellow Jackets, so they may have to get a little out of character to go that distance in only 2:20 and counting here in the second quarter.
Well, most of their passing plays that I've seen Glencoe this year have gone to Gallagher or Yancey, and occasionally Brian Fan has made some great catches.
Underwood, yeah. Yancey, of course, the man throwing the football. Fumble, the football's on the ground, and a big scramble at the 27. Jackets retain possession and dodge a big bullet there. So you don't want to, yeah, you want to get back and go on top. You're only trailing 6-3, though. You don't want to go the other way and let Rehobeth have another crack at it.
Well, the fumble right there would have been not good news for Glencoe.
They lose a yard. 2nd down 11, and Glencoe will bring Underwood wide right, Fant wide left. And out of the shotgun, Brett Yancey. A couple of blocking backs in there with him. Got the snap. Yancey's got some time.
All day.
Now he fires it out there looking for Gallagher. It was a tip play, and Fant in the vicinity too. But what happened, Underwood went up. He saw Gallagher. He saw he couldn't catch it. He tried to just tip it over to Gallagher. Couldn't quite pull it off as it goes incomplete.
Underwood's slow getting up.
Jake Underwood and Gallagher almost combining for a heck of a play at midfield as Yancey threw it down to the midfield area. And again, Underwood tried to bat it in midair over to Gallagher, and Gallagher came within an eyelash of catching it. But we're checking on Jake Underwood, one of the very key players for Glencoe. He is down and hurting at midfield. And they're attending to him right now. With a break in the action, 1:17 left in the first half. Let's take this quick timeout with Rehobeth leading Glencoe 6-3. Back at Glencoe, Jake Underwood getting a round of applause as they kind of help him off. It looks like an ankle injury. They're going to take Jake to the locker room. Back to the field, 3rd down 11. Out of the shotgun is Yancey. Got a good snap, got plenty of time. Now waiting, fires it out there and got a man complete. Now they say he couldn't hold it. Fant couldn't hold it at the 40. So it'll be 4th down 11 with 1:10. And Glencoe will have to punt it away. And Rehobeth will have another shot here. They lead 6-3, and they'll get the football back. That could be a big, big blow to Glencoe's hopes, though, with Jake Underwood. He is the punter, the extra point and field goal kicker.
Fant goes back to punt.
Outstanding wideout. Fant will punt it. Spiraling punt that will be fielded at the 45 up to the 48. Fumble on the play, and Rehobeth's going to get on it.
Oh, Jason Floyd almost jumped on that ball.
Big break again for Rehobeth as the ball was laying on the ground, but you could see from our vantage point that nobody with a black and yellow jersey was going to get on it. Rehobeth had a couple of men in the vicinity, and they fall on it at the Glencoe 46-yard line. They've got exactly a minute to do something with the football. They lead 6-3.
That quarterback and his arm and his legs. I mean, he's a very talented player for Rehobeth, a quarterback, Zach Lampkin.
Lampkin will operate out of the shotgun as they spread the field from the left hash from the Glencoe 47. Got a good snap, back to pass, looking is Lampkin, firing downfield way down there, and this one will be incomplete.
Brian Fant on the defensive coverage.
Fant steps in front of Williamson at the 15-yard line. And boy, that was a well-thrown ball by Lampkin. Right on target if Fant doesn't get that hand in there. 34 seconds remaining after that attempt at the big bomb.
Play comes in.
Wideouts go left and right. Williamson, their favorite target, he's on the left as that's the short side of the field. Ball on the left hash. From the shotgun, straight back to the quarterback, Lampkin. Deep drop, trying to set up the screen, incomplete. Kind of dangerous there as Wink was charging. He threw that ball a little farther than I think he wanted to, and Wink was about 2 steps from being able to pick it off on the run, and he had a wide open sideline if he could have got to it. A little bit of a dangerous play by Lampkin, the quarterback, and they'll look at 3rd down 10 with 29 seconds left in the first half.
On that drop, Lampkin went back 20 yards.
Well, as he went back so deep that you knew he was trying to set up the screen, he gave it away a little bit too much there. And that's the reason Wink had come up and put himself in a position to get close to the interception. From the shotgun, Lampkin again retreats. Looking, and he is hit right as he fires the ball, complete at the 30 and tackled at the 28-yard line.
First down.
Wink made the tackle. It is a first down, but the clock a big factor. 21 seconds left, and quickly Rehobeth calls a timeout. Timeout on the field, 21 seconds to play first half. Rehobeth 6 and Glencoe 3. first half. It's 6-3 Rehobeth in a defensive struggle to this point. Jake Underwood has been taken to the locker room with a twisted left ankle, and that could certainly hurt Glencoe's chances here in the second half. Not that they're a one-man team, but he is a big part of their team. We mentioned the fact that he does all the kicking chores. Right now, Glencoe's defense looking at first down 10 Rehobeth. Straight back to pass Lampkin. Clock at 18-17 and running. And so is Lampkin. He's scrambling over there. Now fires it downfield. It's almost intercepted, then falls incomplete, but we have a penalty flag on the field.
It was thrown a long time ago.
Might have an ineligible receiver downfield. They had time to get down there, I'll tell you that. No, it's going to be holding. Holding against Rehobeth. As the quarterback scrambled forever before he threw the football, a lot of times you'll have somebody drift downfield that's ineligible, but in this case it was simply a hold
that flag
against
Rehobeth. Almost right immediately after the snap, as the quarterback dropped back, that flag came out.
Underwood almost intercepted that last one.
That was Yancey on the
excuse me, Yancey almost intercepted the last one. Of course,
you're thinking of
Underwood was the fellow that we've got in the locker room with a bad ankle. I'll get it right in a minute.
That's where Underwood would have been. Now.
But Brett Yancey almost intercepted that last ball. Of course, if he had and moved it upfield, they could have declined the penalty. But as it is, they will accept it. And it's still first down, but 20 yards to go. But more importantly, only 11 seconds on the scoreboard clock. Lampkin from the shotgun, straight back to pass. He's being pursued, fires it downfield, and it's incomplete.
Just 3 Glencoe defenders rushing, everybody else playing deep.
So 5 seconds now left in the first half, and it looks like we're going to have a 6-3 halftime score. But Lampkin will get one more shot, and Rehobeth will take one more timeout. Timeout, 5 seconds to play first half. Rehobeth 6 and Glencoe 3. Back to action now, and
Rehobeth takes a timeout.
Well, they took a timeout, but
can they take another timeout?
There was a penalty on the play, so they exercised the penalty before they gave the timeout. That's the reason that they're just now getting the timeout. They called timeout, but the officials had thrown a penalty, which nobody really saw. I didn't see. It was a holding against Glencoe, so they marked that penalty off just inside the 30 to the 29, and after they marked the penalty off, then they allowed Rehobeth to call timeout. So that's the reason we have some a break in the action right now. Rehobeth just now taking their timeout, but it's going to be a short one. They're breaking huddle.
Well, what were they doing when we were in a timeout?
They were marking off the penalty that we didn't see.
I must have been asleep.
They're going to try a long-distance field goal. Rehobeth will. They'll try it from the 37. It will be a 47-yard attempt. High snap. They get it on the tee. The kick is up. It's going to be short.
And wide.
Didn't miss it by a whole lot, but the high snap kind of threw things off a little bit, and that will run the clock out here in the first half. Your first half score from Glencoe, Alabama, the Rehobeth Rebels 6 and the Glencoe Yellow Jackets 3.
And another scoring update from Murphy.
Felix David. Back deep, Wade Lohman. Around the 5-yard line, he's flanked on one side by Boggs and can't quite make the number out on the other fellow. This is a high, short kickoff.
McCarver.
This will be Boggs at about the 15, up to the 20-yard line, breaks loose. Now the ball comes loose, but he was down around the 24-yard line. Hard to tell. They were on the far side of the field, but Michael Hall will put the glasses on it and see exactly where they'll start out offensively.
Well, it's still on the far. It's hard to tell. Yeah.
23-yard line is where we'll say they're at. 23-yard line on the far left hash as Glencoe starts out offensively, and we expect to see Brett Yancey at quarterback. Underwood is in there. Jake Underwood opens up at a wide out on the right side. They've got Fant wide left, Yarborough and Lohman in the I backfield, and Yancey on the count on first down. This will be Lohman right up the middle, fighting for yardage, and Lohman crosses the 26 to the 27, and they really come out fired up. Lohman fighting for that extra yard.
A lot of times in that second and third effort, though, he needs to protect the ball. He was doing a good job that time. Let's hope they continue to do well, and that's a good opportunity to knock the ball loose.
Pickup of 4 by Lohman, second down 6. The clock at 11:07, just underway in the third period. Underwood, as they break huddle, will line up wide right, Fant wide left again, same offensive set. Football right in the middle of the field. And Rehobeth stacks the line. The quick pitch, Lohman trying to turn the right corner, and nothing there as he's knocked down pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Big 74 leading the charge over there, Jason Adkins. So Lohman pretty much a marked man. They know that he's going to carry the ball most of the times out of that Glencoe backfield, and of course they are keying on him.
Put big Will Yarborough in there, letting him pound up the middle a few times.
Third down 5 now for the Yellow Jackets. Let's see if they'll keep it on the ground or go through the airwaves with this one. Again, the same offensive set. And back to pass on play action is the quarterback. He's got time rolling. Now fires it upfield, and it's almost intercepted. They say it bounced.
Right in the middle of the Rehobeth defenders.
Number 28, Kit Tomley, thought he intercepted it. He got up kind of animated on the play and trying to find somebody else that might agree with him, but the official right on the spot said no, it was incomplete. And Glencoe will have to punt it away as they're 3 downs and out on their first offensive series. Let's see how Underwood punts with the bad ankle. Hits a nice end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and taken in by Rehobeth at their 41-yard line. Fair catch by Kevin Littlefield, and Rehobeth will get their first try offensively here in the second half.
Let's see how this Glencoe defense, if they come out as fired up as they left.
Very close football game. One big break here or there could decide this one if it stays this close. 6-3 Rehobeth with a 3-point lead. 10:05 left in the third. And they'll come up with wide people left and right. Their favorite target, number 10, Kerry Williamson, wide to the left side. Double wing look. First man through. Fullback's got 10 yards. He's open to the 45-40. Outside to the 35-30. 25, and will be dragged down about the 15-yard line as the big fullback, Gamaska Vickers, rambles for big yardage on first down.
Brian Fant, the man to save that touchdown on that run.
Vickers all the way down to the 17-yard line.
I mean, a quick pop through the hole and nothing but grass.
40 yards on the run by Gamaska Vickers. Don't know where that name originates. Gamaska. Never heard of anybody name that until now.
That might be biblical.
From the Full House Wishbone. Hand off left side. Big hole. 5, 10 yards. Fumble. Glencoe has the football. They fumbled right at the goal line, and it went into the end zone. That is Underwood who claims it in the end zone for the touchback. But boy, what a big break.
Well, I tell you what, Rehobeth was going to make it. I mean, they were going for some scores.
Second big run in a row. Dexter Dubose was hit at the 4, coughed the football up. It goes into the end zone. Underwood falls on it recovery for Glencoe and a touchback. They bring it to the 20-yard line. So they dodge a big 6-point bullet there. He was about to score a touchdown when the ball came loose. That might have been the big break we were talking about right there. Glencoe back on offense.
Glencoe's got to show some offense.
In the eyes, same offensive look. Yarborough and Lumen, wide people left and right, and this is Yancey going right up the middle. That is the fullback, Yarborough, for short yardage, maybe 2 or 3 to the 23.
Actually, that's 97 for Glencoe, David Wolf.
Wolf had checked in at fullback and got a call there, replacing Yarborough. And Wolf will come out, and Will Yarborough will check back in as the starting fullback. Again, Fant and Underwood, the wideouts. Back to Yarborough and Lohman in the eye. Football right in the middle of the field. 2nd down 7. Yancey on the option. Leaves it first man through the fullback. And they try to tackle the fullback, and they do. They tackle the ball out of his hand. Do they get the football away?
Well, no.
Glencoe will retain possession. Rehobeth had tackled the ball away from Yarborough, but they say Yarborough was down. They pulled the ball out of his grasp, but Yarborough was on the ground and had already been whistled dead at the 25. So 3rd down 5 for the Yellow Jackets.
Rehobeth coaches wanted it the other way.
Yeah, Rehobeth thought they had a fumble there as they are hollering at the officials across the way, but Glencoe looks at 3rd down 5, another possession play for Glencoe as they haven't been all that good on 3rd down tonight. Out of the shotgun, Yancey waiting for the snap, and they'll go with a draw out of the shotgun, and nothing there. Rehobeth all over that play at the 20.
Big 50, Darren Thompson for Rehobeth.
So a 5-yard loss as they kind of run the draw out of the shotgun. They had a couple of blocking backs back there, and he just kind of left it with one of them on the draw play, and absolutely nothing. In fact, they lose 4 or 5 yards. Underwood again will be called upon to punt it from his 20. He'll hit it at about the 10-yard line. Got a good snap. Underwood with a nice high punt this time, and fielded at the 50 and then tackled immediately there is number 42, Kevin Littlefield.
Shane Cashman for Glencoe. Great coverage.
Kind of a risky play by Kevin Littlefield. It was a high, probably the highest punt, the most hang time that Underwood has had all night. And just as Littlefield was making the catch, Cashman hit him. And boy, you can cause a fumble in a hurry on one of those type plays. But to Littlefield's credit, he held on, and the football at the 49-yard line. Rehobeth in their own territory, but very good operating field position, obviously. Double wing look. First man through the fullback. Plows for about 4 or 5 yards to the Glencoe 47 as Rehobeth starting to look much better down in the trenches. When the game first started in the first quarter, Glencoe owned the line of scrimmage, but Rehobeth getting a much better charge in the middle of the second here into the early part of the third quarter.
Well, that big number 77 for Rehobeth, he's a 300-pounder, so he can fall down and make a hole.
You're not joking. He is a large lad, 6'1", 300 pounds. He is the right tackle. Number 77, Al McCray. 2nd down 5. Again, they go the big fullback, and he'll get to 3 yards to the Glencoe 42. It'll be 3rd down short for Rehobeth with 6:50 and counting here in the third quarter. 6-3, Rehobeth leading by 3 points.
Jason Floyd and David Wolf for Glencoe on the stop.
Rehobeth will run Ray Doss onto the field, and he'll replace at running back Jason Parker. Rehobeth sends Williamson wide left. He's their favorite target. They're in the, looks like, wishbone offense, and they leave it with the new man that has just come in. I think he's got his first down across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. That's Ray Doss, and it is 1st down Rehobeth.
He did. Wolf, the initial Glencoe defender, to hit him.
A lot of blocking backs in there in the scheme of things that time for Coach David Snell's Rehobeth Rebels. And you can tell they're a very well-coached football team. This is Snell's second year. He guided them to the playoffs in his first year last year, only to lose in the first round. Elba, the defending champion of the class. They went on to win it all. They beat them in the first round last year. Vickers, fullback, first man through. He'll go for about 4 as, again, the offensive line starting to click for Rehobeth. They're, of course, running that clock. It's down already into the 5.5-minute mark. And if they get any points here, they would be big points, because you can tell that it's not going to take a whole lot of points to win this when neither team scoring by leaps and bounds. And if you get more than a touchdown ahead, I got a feeling you'd feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, because Glencoe is having trouble getting a first down.
Yeah, Rehobeth's defense has really looked sparkling after Glencoe's first drive that netted their only points. Since then, Glencoe, as you say, I don't think they've had over 2 first downs since that 3 points was put on the board. That was back about midway of the first quarter.
Well, the third quarter, they haven't got any first downs yet.
Second down 7. Rehobeth spreads the field from the Glencoe 37. Option play. Quarterback still has it. Now he passes down the field. Intercepted by Wink. Nice play there by Glencoe as it was picked off by number 19, Benny Wink. He read that one to perfection. He came up when the option play was developing. Then the quarterback took a couple of steps back. Right on cue, when he saw the quarterback drop back, Wink took a couple of steps back, and he was in perfect position and picked it off.
That Glencoe defense making another stand.
At the 33 on the Wink interception, Glencoe has the football on the right hash, moving from our left to our right toward the southern end zone. High backfield, and Yancey. Option play, tosses back to Lohman. Lohman hit in the backfield, struggles, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
I think he lost about 2.
And that's all. Might have got a half yard, and that was strictly on second effort. As they were at the 33, he'll move it close to the 34. Wade Lohman is a marked man, as they're just all over Wade every time he touches the football, because they know he's going to carry it primarily in that Glencoe attack. 4:23 left in the third quarter. Again, Fant to the left, Underwood to the right, in the eye. Let's see if Glencoe wants to throw early this time instead of waiting the third down. Short drop, they fire it downfield. Gallagher wide open, midfield, caught it. He's to the 46-yard line. The big tight end, Gallagher.
Lanky Gallagher on the run, caught the ball in stride.
Charlie Gallagher caught a nice pass from Brett Yancey all the way down to the 46-yard line in Rehobeth territory. And that's what Glencoe needed to rejuvenate things, as they haven't had any offense to speak of here in the last couple of quarters.
Well, the first down I can remember.
Right in the middle of the field from the Rehobeth 46. Yancey with the eye backfield behind him. Now he switches off. And let's see what the call is. Quick pitch to Lohman. Lohman hit. No gain, maybe a half yard, as they had that one played nicely again. So they switch off at the line of scrimmage, but the switch off doesn't pay off, if you will. Jason Miller defensively on the tackle for Rehobeth. Second down, still 10 yards to go.
They tried that last first down and didn't get anything.
David Snell said his defense is what kept him in all the games all year long. He said they were never out of a game because of his defense, and that was what he was most proud of, and you can understand it. They do play a good brand of defensive football. On second down, Yancey hands off up the middle, and somebody on the right offensive front moved a little early for Glencoe, and that'll cost him 5 yards. We're dead on the line that the ball was snapped on, and you can see that from our vantage point that somebody moved just a half a snap early, and that'll move it back into Glencoe's own territory, just shy of midfield. The nose of the football just a little bit shy of midfield. It's second down, 15 yards to go. So Glencoe might have to go back to the air. Their running game has really, as Mike has said here the last few minutes, has been practically non-existent.
Nil.
From the shotgun, Yancey got the snap. Big pressure. They set up the screen. It's complete in the middle to the 45 to the 43. Boy, a big tackle there. The only man in there that could have brought him down is Jason Parker. Lohman caught the screen. If he gets by Parker, he's got at least a first down. But Parker made a good play and limits the play to 7 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 8 for Glencoe. Well-conceived play as they run the screen pass to Lohman for 7. From the Rehobeth 43. Again in the shotgun formation, Brett Yancey waiting for the snap. And he wants to throw. Fires it downfield. It is incomplete. It went off of Fant's hands in the air, but nobody could get to it. But we've got a penalty flag down. Let's check the flag. Somebody might have bumped Fant as he was turning in toward the football. It is interference against Rehobeth. So Fant was interfered with trying to make the catch down around the 30-yard line. This will be marked off, of course, in high school play from the line of scrimmage, 15 yards. So they'll move it from the 43 down to the 28.
Can you believe this? 2:15 left in the third quarter.
Fast-moving football game. And as we said earlier, any points are big points. The Jackets trying to get some here at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. They go to split backs for the first time tonight. And this is Lohman breaking it up the middle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Wade Lohman.
All right.
Glencoe goes to a different wrinkle. They open up a hole, and Lohman explodes through it for 28 yards. First time they'd gone with a split back formation all night long, and Rehobeth did not have the defensive answer.
They were not ready. I mean, that for Glencoe, that was just a beautifully called play, and Lohman carried it to perfection.
Underwood will try to tack on the PAT. Good snap. They put it up, and the kick is low, but it goes just over the crossbar. Just barely over the top of the crossbar. So Glencoe takes a 10-6 lead. Timeout. 2 minutes left in the third. Glencoe 10 and Rehobeth 6. All of a sudden, a new charge of life put into this Glencoe crowd as Lohman goes 28 yards out of the split back formation. I don't think he was touched. He's got great speed, but they've really been keying on him out of that eye. And the first time they've gone away from the eye, except for the times they've gone to the shotgun. And it worked out wonderfully for the Glencoe kids. Blevins to kick off. Glencoe leading it 10-6. Kick high and long. This one will be fielded at the 2. Littlefield to the 5, 10. 15, still on his feet to the 20, and
hammered.
Finally hammered at the 26-yard line. But a good return there by Littlefield, as it appeared he wasn't going to get much over there, but tiptoed around till he finally made a pretty good return out of it near the 26-yard line. We'll see where they put it down. Right at the 25, they now say.
That is a real good return, considering where he started at the 2.
Clock runs at 1:47 left in the third quarter. Glencoe back on top for the first time in quite a while at 10-6.
Now the defense needs to stay strong.
Rehobeth comes up, and they go to the double wing look, and 2 wide outs to either side. End off up the middle, and boy, big lick there. The fullback goes nowhere.
Who was that? Number 97.
Wolf.
David Wolf.
Got some help from 75 also right in the thick of things there.
Jason Ellis.
So second down, still about 10 yards to go as they knock the fullback, Vickers, down for practically no gain. He's been the big man here in the second half, yardage-wise. Of course, they haven't scored in the second half, but he had a couple of big plays. Rehobeth fumbled the football right about the goal line a few minutes ago, and Glencoe got a touchback. So that has been the big play defensively for Glencoe tonight. From the shotgun, Lampkin gets the snap. He's straight back to pass, fires a little out pass, incomplete.
He runs before he kicks the ball.
Dexter Dubose didn't catch it before he took off. He might have heard footsteps as the ball was well thrown, but you could see his feet was in motion before he ever latched onto the football.
Jason Ellis had an angle on him, but if he had caught the ball, I believe he could have slipped by Jason.
So it's incomplete pass, third down, 10, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. 10-6, Yellow Jackets lead over Rehobeth here at Glencoe Stadium. Big third down play. If Glencoe stops them here, they would figure to get real good field position on the punt. Lampkin out of the shotgun. Wants to throw. Got time. Fires it up the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Kevin Littlefield up around the 40-yard line, but he let him a little bit too much. And Glencoe, as we say, stands to get good field position on the punt here. You never know, but they'll drop Underwood back at around his 40-yard line. It's been an excellent night for the Rehobeth punter. He's been averaging about 42 yards with no return every time. Kerry Williamson, and he'll be the man that drops back to punt it.
35 seconds left in the third quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 25. Underwood waits at his 35. Another good snap. Pretty big rush. He gets it off, and this one will hit and take a big Rehobeth bounce. Underwood gets out of the way of the football. It will roll dead at the 31. So again, a very effective punt of 44 yards with no return.
I'll tell you what helps that punter is those two guys from Rehobeth going down there and getting to the ground, getting to the return man just about the same time the ball gets there.
Good punt coverage, and this time, as we say, 44 yards, no return. And again, they're getting all kind of good results from their kicking game tonight, at least the punting game, we should say. The kicking game as a whole has misfired a time or two. One bad snap cost them an extra point that would have them within a field goal. So that right now looms large also. 13, 12, 11, and counting here. Could be the last play of the first half. Quick pitch, penalty play. Lohman stiff arms around the corner and then is really popped on the sideline.
Slides into second base.
But we're going to have a penalty, I think, against Glencoe here. And 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Illegal block there against Glencoe is the call, and that'll back them up.
Well,
so that good field position, or at least fair field position, is going to go out the window here. As the referees march it off.
Well, it was
a major distance penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
Well, the ref that flew the flag had perfect.
He was in good, very good position to see it. All the way back to the 15-yard line. And now, as we say, that good field position we were talking about is a thing of the past.
And the
clock's going to run out. They start the clock back up, and it expires. That's the end of the third quarter. After 3 periods from Glencoe, Alabama, it's the Glencoe Yellow Jackets 10 and the Rehobeth Rebels 6. Glencoe crowd excited about this football game. Their team leads 10-6, but we've got another quarter of football before we can decide who moves on into the third round of the 3A state playoffs. Glencoe's football, but they're all the way back at their own 15 as they look at first down and about 26 yards to go. First and 26 as they mark that infraction off from the point of the foul. Hand off to Lohman as he'll get 5 right up the middle. And that's what Glencoe wants to do. Not necessarily maybe pick up all the 26, but they want to wedge out what they can. And then if they have to punt, not give the football back in too good a field position for the Rehobeth team that has shown the ability to move it here in the second half.
They've got a heck of a running game.
So Glencoe looks at second down and about 21.
They had disguised in the first half. They didn't bring it out till the third quarter.
Underwood to the left, Fant to the right. They go to split backs again. This is the formation they scored on a few minutes ago, and Lohman went 28 yards. Back to pass. Yancey rifles it out there, incomplete. A little, I think, miscommunication between he and Fant, as Fant wasn't really that close to it. Incomplete pass stops the clock, 11-14, and will bring up third down and 21 for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Yancey was running for his life, and man, been good if he'd come back to the ball, but
Underwood will break huddle and come to the left side again. Fan again to the right. Gallagher, remember him, he caught a big pass a while ago. He's the big tight end in there, and they stay with the split backfield behind Yancey. Yancey goes with Lohman, and Lohman will get about 4 or 5 yards again. That was the play he scored on a few minutes ago, kind of crossing through there from the halfback position. Well short, obviously, of the first down, but they do get a little more room for Underwood, the punter, as the line of scrimmage will be the 24. So now Rehobeth stands to get real good field position as they drop a couple people back in twin safety at their 40-yard line. One is Armstrong, and the other is Littlefield. This will be Littlefield muffs the football, now picked up back there by Rehobeth, and now a flag's going to come down on Wolf for hitting the man while he was on the ground with the ball. So Glencoe going to be penalized. You know, you get to watching some of that NFL action, and when you have to make contact, but in high school, when the guy's down on the ground, he's got the ball in his arms, you don't have to touch him. Glencoe man hit him while he was down, and that'll cost him penalty yardage and put Rehobeth in good field position. From the 30, they're going to mark off the major distance foul, so that'll move it out to around the 45-yard line. So after the kind of muffed punt there, Rehobeth is still going to come out of it with good field position, their own 44. 10:35 left as Glencoe holds to a narrow 10-6 lead.
But Rehobeth has to score a touchdown, which they're very capable of doing.
The winner of this game would probably catch Southern Choctaw next week. If Glencoe wins, from what we understand, the game would be right here. Rehobeth, though, first things first, they've got to get by the Rebels. Hand off on the left side, and not much there as Glencoe plays the halfback, number 3, Dexter Dubose, very well on the left side, the right defensive side, maybe a yard gain, 2nd down 9.
Shane Cashman for Glencoe coming up last on the pile.
Football at the Glencoe 46. Or excuse me, at the Rehobeth 46. Rehobeth very slow getting out of the huddle. They might have to hurry here just a little bit. Williamson will line up wide on the right side. They're in the full house wishbone, and Lampkin on the count. Option play down the line on the right side. Still got it. Lampkin now tosses back. It's a bad toss, but Dubose finally gets it and advances the football up to midfield, and now a late flag thrown in on top of the play. Glencoe going to be called for a late lick on the sideline. So 2 big major distance penalties here, hurting the Yellow Jackets as they had the ball carrier stopped short of his first down, but now when they tack this 15 yards on top, it's going to be way more than enough for a first down, and more importantly, it's going to put Rehobeth in striking distance. Let's see here. Again, personal foul the call against Glencoe. They march it off from the 47. It's going to move it all the way down to the 33-yard line. They get the 34.
That's pretty, Rehobeth's got quite a few yards on penalties.
Well, 30 quick ones here in the last little while. And again, we really couldn't see from our vantage point. We're kind of low here.
We're behind.
And not saying they were. I know the call earlier was a good call when the kid was on the ground. And this one, the Glencoe bench was right in front of us. We couldn't really see. 1st and 10 from the Glencoe 34. From the full house wishbone, first man through's got 5 quick yards, got 10 down to the Glencoe 23-yard line. Number 2, Jasper Parker, running behind some good blocking over there. As things getting a little tight for Glencoe. They don't have much margin for error. Only a 4-point lead at 10-6, and the clock at 9:15 and running.
Makes it kind of anxious, doesn't it?
From the 22, it's 1st and 10, Rehobeth, as they will stay in the full house wishbone. Big Vickers is their fullback. He's their money man. Now a big tackle in the backfield for Glencoe as they hand it off again to Parker.
Brian Fant and Scott Downey. Looks like
I think
Shane Cashman.
Downey was the first man to get through. Big play by number 37 and the other players you alluded to there, but Downey got some quick penetration. They knocked down the ball carrier Parker for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd down 14 for the Rehobeth Rebels. Football outside the 25 now. The clock at 8.5 and counting. And, boy, a big series here as points are at a premium. Williamson splits wide right out of the wishbone. Lampkin hands off to the right side. This is Dubose, and he is really popped by Fant at the 22.
I mean, you ran right into Fant.
Pickup of about 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 9 for a Rehobeth first down.
Chad Blevins is hurting right now.
Injured player is Blevins, and they'll go out and administer to him at 7:57 of the 4th period. Back to action. 7:44, and the clock is rolling again. Rehobeth charging up to the football. They're looking at 3rd down 9. Wishbone backfield. Lampkin leaves it with the tailback. He has really popped in there.
David
Wolf with a big lick. Really got that headgear right on the running back's headgear, and just a textbook tackle almost. 4th down and about 9 to go for Rehobeth.
But Glencoe needs to, they have that long-distance field goal kicker.
They're going to try a field goal. Now, this would pull them to within a point. They missed their extra point earlier because of a high snap. They tried a field goal earlier, and it was snapped too high. This will be a 37-yard attempt. The kick is up, and he pulls it left. He pulled it wide left, so no good on the 37-yard field goal attempt. The Yellow Jackets hold, and they'll take over with 6:51 to play. And the crowd is excited, to say the least, outside the Glencoe press box in the Glencoe home stands.
Well, all they need is, 2 or 3 first downs, and they've won this ball game.
Need a long, consuming ball control drive here, and they really haven't had many of those tonight. That Rehobeth defense has been stingy, and that might not be the last bullet Glencoe has to dodge. Of course, if that had gone through the uprights, it would still have been a 1-point Glencoe lead. Jackets come up. Yancey, the quarterback, they're back into the I formation. This is the first man through, the fullback, and he'll go for a couple of yards, maybe 3, up to the 23-yard line.
That big Al McRae, 77, Rehobeth, making the tackle.
Of course, Glencoe starting from the 20 after the missed field goal. It was like a touchback. They bring it back to the 20-yard line in high school play. Second down and 7 yards to go. Same offensive set. Football right in the middle of the field. And the second man through. This is a new tailback in there. Boggs, he's knocked down for a loss. Dustin Boggs loses 3, so it'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down 10 for the Jackets. Clock at 5:56, 5:55 and counting. As Glencoe going to have to come up with a big play here, or they're going to have to punt the football back, and it's similar to the situation we saw last week with the Gadsden-Oxford game. Gadsden got the ball with the lead with 6 minutes to play, couldn't move it, punted, and Oxford came back and won it. So this is a big play. Glencoe needs the first down. From the shotgun, Yancey will throw. Fires it out there, and is it caught? I believe so, yes, first down, Underwood. Jake Underwood on the down-and-out pattern. He caught the football at the 32. So that's exactly what Glencoe's offense needed. A first down, move the chains, and chew up some more clock.
Well, that's pretty good. Eat the clock up on 2 downs, and then throw it for a first. If you can do that consistently.
Well, theoretically, you'd rather pick up 3 or 4 and get it on the ground and not have to throw it, but it did work out very well. There's a nice pass from the quarterback, Yancey. Nice reception by Underwood, the receiver. First man through, and nothing much there for the fullback. In fact,
how can he get up?
Nothing at all for Lohman, who was the first man through this time. They were running him at fullback, and Boggs was in there at tailback. But second down 10. Clock rolls. They're under 5 minutes at 4:49 and counting. Glencoe with a 10-6 lead. The second round of the state playoffs in 3A classification. Fant to the left side, the far side of the field. To the short side over there on the right is Underwood. Lohman gets the handoff. Some rough running in there.
What they're running right at that big 77. I believe I'd go the other side.
Some tough sledding, but Lohman he's a big, tough kid holding on to that football, and he got about 3 yards is all, but he was running through some heavy traffic in there at the clock at 4:14. These two Southern bracket 3A teams. Now, that sounds weird, but that's the way it is. Glencoe, because of the fact that there's not that many 3A teams in the state, they are in the southern area listed in the bracket. That's the reason Rehobeth had to travel all the way up here, because they're both listed as southern teams. 3rd 7. Quick pitch to Boggs, trying to turn the corner. He's in the 40 and runs back into the 30, make it 43, but a penalty flag is down. Boggs got near the first down on a nice run, but we have a holding call against Glencoe that will nullify the nice run there by Boggs.
Well, Boggs took his life in his hands on that one.
Justin Boggs, a junior, 5'7", tailback, impressive, turning the corner there, but it will go for naught as they'll mark the 10-yard holding penalty off against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, long third. It was long 3rd down as it was. Be another long 3rd down.
And that will be from the spot of the infraction, which was a little bit behind the line of scrimmage. So that moves it all the way back to the 21. A back-breaking penalty there for the Yellow Jackets. 3:45 left in the football game. And now if Glencoe doesn't pick up a big 3rd and about 23, they'll have to punt it again from deep in their own territory. And we'll have to get ready for another Rehobeth charge. Glencoe with split backs. Yancey under center. And he's going to run the draw to Boggs. Boggs really creamed at the 22. The big 300-pound lineman really popped him in there. Al McCray, 6'1", 300. He's a sophomore.
And that little bitty 210 guy, Jason Adkins.
So you had 510 pounds of beef
on top of it
hitting Boggs, and he's not a large player. He'll run you only 145 pounds to be exact. So you could see that was a mismatch. Glencoe will punt it with 3 minutes to play. Underwood got a good snap, and Jake gets off a nice spiraling kick. Fair catch, call for, now fumble. And I think the man who fumbled, muffed the punt, was able to get back on it.
But when the ball's fumbled, you can hit that guy, can't you?
Right. After it's fumbled, he's fair game. Mark Armstrong, he was indecisive. He wanted to call a fair catch, and he almost had. He hadn't really called a good fair catch, and then all of a sudden at the last second, well, I will put my hand up. And by the time he put his hand up for the good fair catch signal and brought it back down, the football was on him. It went through the wicket, but he was able to get back on it and recover at the 42-yard line. Rehobeth at their own 42 with 2:50 left in the football game.
County.
Out of the shotgun, this is Lampkin. He's straight back to pass. Looking. Now Blevins chasing him. Blevins got a hand on him, and he got down back at the 28-yard line. Blevins got a hold of his jersey. Lampkin pulled away, but he pulled away so hard that he actually fell down. So Blevins made the sack.
The centrifugal force threw him down.
This Yellow Jacket crowd is up and roaring, and Mo Smith, the principal, down on the sideline, kind of leading the cheers down there. Mo is excited to have his team in the playoffs. First time in a long, long time. And you hear the chant, defense, 2 minutes to play. 2nd down and very long. Lampkin again from the shotgun, got a good snap. He's got a big arm. He's looking. Now he fires way downfield. And the man dropped the ball. Goodness gracious. At the 30-yard line in Glencoe territory, he threw that ball 60 yards, and the guy had it hit him right in the chest. He could not hold it. The man who dropped it was Dexter Dubose.
It's raining. Can you believe that?
A light mist starting to fall. The forecast said a few sprinkles possible, and I think that's what we're getting, a few sprinkles out there.
Wink and McCarver were on the defensive end for Glencoe on that incomplete pass.
But Glencoe almost got burnt. He threw it 60 yards in the air to Glencoe 30. The ball hit the receiver in the chest, and he couldn't hold it. Now 3rd down and long. From the shotgun, Lampkin again retreats. Fires it up the field, and it's incomplete. Short hops his receiver at the 46.
4th down.
So this could be the ball game right here, and
Well, they're not going to punt it.
4th down and about 23. It looks good for Glencoe, but stranger things have happened, so hang on. 141, and this kid has a big arm, Lampkin. Glencoe doesn't need to let anybody get behind him because he can throw it farther than you think. He's already shown a 60-yard arm a little bit earlier. Lampkin from the shotgun on 4th and 23. Got a good snap again. Got some time to throw it, rolling right now. Glencoe's pressure catching up with him. He's scrambling out of there, and he'll have to run the football. Lampkin to the 45. Lampkin to midfield, and he got near his first down. I don't know if he got it or not. Let's see.
He's about a yard and a half short.
Boy, I tell you what, Lampkin made it close. He finally ended up scrambling. He took off, and Glencoe knocked him down at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. He needed to get to the 48. He's about 1 yard shy. The football actually at the Glencoe 49. It's at the Glencoe 49. They needed the Glencoe 48. 1 yard shy. On 4th and 23, he ran for 22.
A lot of heart stopped.
Zach Lampkin, senior quarterback, he's a good one for Rehobeth, but he couldn't quite get what he needed. Glencoe's football goes over on downs, and they'll give it to Lohman as he carries it with both hands wrapped around the football for about 6. Cross midfield, cross the 45, down to the Rehobeth 42. Rehobeth will take a timeout. 1:19 left in the football game. Timeout, Glencoe 10, Rehobeth 6.
And a scoring update in the...
Back at Glencoe, Alabama, a little light sprinkle starting to fall, but it's not going to dampen the spirits out there. Glencoe all excited about this 10-6 lead. They have to run 1:19 off the clock to move to the 3rd round of the playoffs. Yancey with a full house backfield behind him. He'll give it to Lohman, hit immediately at the 45, and it will be 3rd down and 4, and immediately Rehobeth calls another timeout. So we'll keep this one right here. Don't forget, coming up on the high school football scoreboard, Mark Bishop will have all the scores from all the classifications.
From 1A to 6A.
All right, the only one that we've actually had much on tonight so far, of course, has been the Litchfield and Elba score. 14-7 Elba. And still a little time left in that one, so don't count the Litchfield Eagles out yet. But also, of course, the big game away. Etowah at Hartselle. We'll have that score a little bit later on. And the West End score, a lot of folks will be looking for that one. The Cedar Bluff and Piedmont and just a lot of big area encounters and statewide encounters we'll have on the high school football scoreboard coming up after our game. Now, this is a little bit of an early start game. Most of them started at 7:30. This is a 7 o'clock start, so it may take a little while to get some of those scores coming in. Ready to go. Glencoe will hand off first man through. Will Yarber, the fullback, carrying people with him down near the 40. He may have a first down.
I think he got a first down.
Down to the 41-yard line, and it's very, very close. If it's a first down,
it is.
They're going to bring the chains across because it's a very important measurement here.
It may not be.
I think they're going to bring the chains across. Maybe they're just checking on the injured Rehobeth player. Number 61 got up a little bit gimpy there. But now they're not going to bring the chains across.
What down is it?
We'll get it straight here in a minute. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard with 57 seconds left in the football game. So Glencoe will have to try to get this first down here, and if not, the ball will go over on downs, and this Lampkin kid will have another chance to throw it downfield just when you thought things were safe. But Glencoe can make that a moot point if they can pick up this 1 yard. Now, they will bring the chains across. Boy, I thought I was right when he motioned for the chain gang crew to bring the chains earlier, and that's exactly what they're doing now. They stretch them out. They will be a yard short. So
okay, makes everybody happy.
That lets Glencoe know exactly what they need. It lets the Rehobeth defense know exactly what they need to stop. And we've got 57 seconds for all this to take place.
Well,
of actual playing time. It might take 5 minutes, but we've got 57 seconds of game time.
for Glencoe, they've got to have this first down. No choices.
Well, if they get it, the game is over. They can just go take a knee for a couple of downs, and it'll be over if not.
They don't want to give Lampkin another chance with the football offensively. Because, man, he has got an arm, and he can scoot from that backfield.
Right. When he gets to scrambling, that's his biggest asset. He scrambled for 22 on that 4th and 23 play just moments ago.
Yeah.
Here we go. 4th down at a yard. Glencoe comes up in the full house wishbone. And they let the clock run to 44, 43, 42. They're trying to get Rehobeth to jump offside. Now they snap it. Hand off left side. First down. Lohman behind some big blocking, and that should do it. Wade Lohman got some good blocking out of the backfield and also from that left offensive front and got more than enough. And now Glencoe will be able to run the clock out, but Rehobeth will take their final timeout. Rehobeth calls timeout. 30 in front of us in the Glencoe stands. 36 seconds left. Their team has a 10-6 lead. First down, and Rehobeth, no timeouts left. Glencoe will snap it a time or two, and this one will be over as they have everybody up around the quarterback. Yancey will just take a knee. He does. Whistles blow, and he'll have to do that, I think, one more time after they put it in play. And this one will be over. So congratulations to Coach Brian Mintz and his fine staff. Mo Smith, the principal, as Glencoe. Mo out there hugging on Brian Mintz, the head coach. And the Yellow Jackets.
It's over. Nearly.
They don't put the ball in play until about 19 seconds left, so that will do it for all intents and purposes. The 25-second clock will not expire, so the clock will count down 3, 2, 1, 0, and your final score from Glencoe, Alabama. The Glencoe Yellow Jackets 10 and the Rehobeth Rebels 6. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.